Well, I'm going to talk about um, some different kinds of wellness or health. Um, First question that always comes up is, what's that got to do with my best life? So, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. Here's what I think. I think that in anybody's best life, there's an internal best life and an external best life. External looks like a great job. It looks like, um, you know, you got a lot of friends who love you, and you guys do things together. It's great. You travel, whatever it is. That's external to you. Okay, internal is how your thinking's going, how your emotions are working, how your physical well-being is happening. Do you have stress in your life? Do you have panic attacks? All those things are all internal. Do you have peace in your life? Or do you have to take a chemical to go to bed at night and a chemical to wake up in the morning? So, when we talk about some areas of wellness, for example, what is emotional wellness? Does emotional wellness always look the same for everybody? Well, there is a limited amount of different kinds of emotional um, manifestations, if you will. Of course, there's everything from joy, and now we kind of think about emotional um stability or normal emotional health as that those emotions fall within a certain framework, right? The framework being defined as um, emotions that can be controlled. In other words, they take on a level of energy that's appropriate for the social situation that they're in. Um, and then also there's emotions that can be damaging or can hurt someone with the severity of that emotion. And those tend to fall outside of what we would normally consider to be a healthy emotional representation, right? So, just kind of talking about some different emotional symptoms, if you will. Emotions tend to happen as a result of our circumstances or our what's being said to us or what we experience. And I think there's a fallacy about emotions. I think the fallacy is that we are simply a victim of our emotions, that we don't have a choice. I would submit that there's things we can do to affect and to stabilize our own emotions. Now, some people might say, well, you're saying that I should just turn off my emotions. I don't think I'm saying that. Uh, it could be seen as that, but there's a difference, and I'll get into that later. Okay, right now I'm just trying to kind of define emotional wellness across the board. So, so how are you emotionally healthy? I think that there are different ways to know. One of the ways is, are you do your emotions run away from you? Do you find yourself having emotions that are so strong and so violent that you can't control them? They take you into screaming and yelling, or they take on the other end, they take you into a deep depression. Is depression an emotion? I think depression is something that is an typically an illness. You could call it mental illness. You could call it emotional illness. Either way, depression typically is something that has been developing for a period of time. A serious depression. There's a number of types of depression. I don't want to pigeonhole. See, if you struggle with depression, I would never want to tell you what's going on with your depression without actually talking with you. Um, but depression can be absolutely connected with emotions. There's a deep depression, there's mild depression, There's the other side of depression, which is not called depression. It's called a hyper or a high energy or something that just provokes you or influences you to talk a lot or to move a lot, and that can be something that you probably want to think about as far as bringing your emotions into a place where they're subject to you. Okay, so and there's a lot to talk about with emotions. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move into another area here.